Hey everybody, and welcome back to Crypt Paints. Sorry about last night. I was having very tender hands, so I really was having trouble picking up any paintbrushes or anything like that. So that was fun, of course. But I am back tonight taking over Cora's stream because they decided they really need to sleep in because they are exhausted. They are still trying to kind of adjust to the night shift sort of vibe that's going on. But we are here painting the Barbarian Winters Frost Giant from Epic Miniatures, and it is really cool model. I really like this guy. He has like 4 different stances. Oh, we can see him on screen. I just looked over. I really wanted to do the double axe stance, and I got all of them ready so that I could print all of them and have them all showing. And then I printed 3 of them and ran out of time to get the 4th printed and realized that I had printed them with the double axe one last. So of course that's on the printer right now. But it's really cool because they have the Frost Giant females and males. You want to switch over, babe?
Oh, to which one?
The main working. So
main? I'm
yeah.
sorry. I'll catch up.
Production issues. So these are my babies. Aren't they not? Don't they make the cutest little couple ever? So I know it's hard to tell. Let me get, I'm knocking him around. Hold on. Get it to focus. It's hard to tell without it actually being painted, but this magic is actually coming through her hand. You can see her fingertips coming through it. So it's like the magic is coming out of the palm of her hand. So she's super cool. And I love her, and she's amazing, and I definitely will be painting her eventually. Don't know when. But she's just here to watch and enjoy the show. But he is who we are painting tonight, and he's not sticking on the little fake base I gave him. He doesn't balance very well. He doesn't want to stand up on his own. So that is going to be something I'm going to struggle with all night long. But that's what blue tack is for, right? So if I can get it to stick a little bit better to my little board here. But I printed a free base that I found on Thingiverse that's just kind of an icy, snowy base. And I based that in my Moonstone Blue from Reaper. Focus. Doesn't want to focus up close with that with her back there. Anyway, I know you can't read that, but it says Moonstone Blue. It's from Reaper. And then he is based all in white because I want to play with contrast paints tonight. I did order some. There we go. Now, just get him to behave. I did order that, what do you call it? Pre-order. I did pre-order the paints from... I've literally lost their name. Army Painter. They have their own version of contrast paints. And I'm really looking forward to how those work. They look like they're going to work as well, if not maybe a little bit better than the Citadel ones. And I don't have to deal with opening pods. But what I have is... This is the Contrast Apothecary White, which I used on another model and found that I end up with, yay, kind of a blue-gray kind of tone to everything. So I thought that would be a really cool color to use for a Frost Giant's skin. So that's what we're going to do with his skin today. Are we done puppy sitting?
I think so. Kind of forgot he was still out here.
Yeah. So with contrast paints, it's a lot like when you're doing shades, where you kind of lap it on and let it go where it's going to go, but you still don't want to let it just pool in everything, but you do want to put it on a little bit thick. Can you watch the focus for a minute, Ty? I think it's behaving, but I can't tell if it's because she's back there, if it's trying to mess with it too much.
Probably is. If you want me to just fix it.
Yeah, I think so.
Excuse me.
Grabbing my... So I thought it would be fun to play around with contrast paints. But that's the big thing with contrast paints is you do have to base coat. You can't just slap it on the mini like I normally would do with resin. I don't, I mean, I base coat a lot, but I don't prime. And this is actually just primer. I want to be careful on his skin not to... I still want to get that tone in there, but I really don't want it pooling in his eyes. He has like tusks, really, really gnarly teeth. Oh, I guess now you've got it to focus. There we go.
Yeah. Your hand doesn't do anything at the moment. I took auto off.
So this should give him kind of a bluish gray kind of tone to him, which is really kind of fun for Frost. And then I've got a couple other colors for... It's funny, I'm trying to get the camera where I can see his face, but then his axe is in the way for you guys. But no, I've got a couple of like brown tones, which one of them is called Snakebite Leather, and the other one, ow, look up. Oh, you got Ty so good. Oh, he like knocked shit all around. The camera's literally shaking because he jumped. That was freaking awesome.
Yeah, he got me good on that. I was so focused on what I was doing. Hello, Sawdust.
Hello. So I've got like Snakebite Leather and Skeleton Horde, which look both brown, like damn near the exact shade of brown. And I had that on a couple of... I bought 5 or 6 different colors on Amazon, and I returned 3 of them because whereas they were all labeled different colors, they all looked like this, including I had bought the Apothecary White, which I have now... Oh, it's behind me. I had also ordered this on Amazon, and this looked like this. I'm like, what the hell? So I sent back the other ones I had ordered, and then I got this one at my local game shop. Yes, very well done, Sawdust. I'm very proud of you.
My heart's still pounding a little bit.
That one really got him. I think I jumped more. Ow, stupid
I guess it's
spikes.
not fair. Since I'm focusing so hard, I should probably... Fair play and all. I'll show myself staring at the other screen.
I think I jumped more from his jump than I did from the actual duck.
I'm lucky I didn't knock my drink over.
So that was kind of awesome. I also didn't put up any alter the streams for next week, mainly over here. Mainly because I've got a couple of orders that I need to get done. So I may... Let's see, that's not his skin though, isn't it? No, that's shield. Okay. Sorry, I'm picking apart what's what. I have a couple of orders I need to get done, and then if I haven't gotten them done before the next stream, I will be working on that. If not, I will be... If I do get them done, I will work on my shelf of half-completed Shane and get some actual minis completely finished. Which means all the real fun detail work, honestly. Okay. So I think that's basically all the skin tone. So we're going to close this so I don't pop it. Oh, you were just checking what the, oh no, I forgot I wanted to put that on there. Damn it, I closed it. I hate opening these. You were just checking for the Ultra Stream, is that what you mean? I forgot I wanted to, so I based all of this and all of him in white, but I based this in that really pale blue, so we should get a little bit of a different contrast between his skin and what this will do. Sorry, yeah, I don't know. I've got two minis that I need to paint that, you know, obviously neither one are actual minis because I don't seem to ever paint anything small. Like, this is the smallest thing I've painted in forever, and it's still huge. This is a 75 mil base, so
I don't think anybody wants to complain about the biggies.
no, I don't think so. Speaking of the biggies, we do have a winner for what we are going to be giving away at 100 followers, and that is going to be by 56% of the popular vote, the Brontosaurus.
The Brachiosaurus.
Brachiosaurus, sorry.
I've got it up on screen now.
Yes, I saw it click over. So that is what our biggie will be giving away. And just for size comparison, so that everyone is clear, the little dude riding on the head of him, that is a standard mini. That's a playable size character.
It's like a regular medium.
Yes, it is a regular character player. So I did get to print him out already. But I printed him in a small version, like a very small version, so that I could print him out in one piece, just so I could see how he looks and see how the print works and everything else. And it was so freaking cool. Like the little rope ladder, you can see it coming down. The little rope ladder was like the coolest thing ever. I don't know why I was so tickled by the little tiny rope ladder, but I was. There's literally laundry hanging from one of those lines as well. It's really good details. Okay. So I also decided, because he's the frost giant, it made perfect sense for him to be a redhead. So I have a contrast yellow that I'm going to use on his beard, because you can't really see any other hair. So he's going to have a kind of a yellowish red beard. Oh, God! Hi, Gareth.
Hello, Gareth.
I'm playing with contrast paints tonight, and I can't open it. There we go.
I read Gareth's name, and I stopped reading. And then it went quack.
Yeah, I was just saying that the Bronchiosaurus, I keep saying
It's
Brachiosaurus, is the one that is going to be the biggie that we give away. Because that's what won by 56%. So it was a close one.
Yeah.
Player, I need to set up my Camp Me amateur pet dino behind the ear. Yeah, like I said, the guy who's actually mounted on his, I think it's his head that he's mounted on, he is, you know, a player character size when that thing is printed at full size, full scale. And it is freaking awesome. I don't know why I constantly put my paint over there. You playing with your background?
I'm trying to get the light out of my eyes and on the back. It's working really well if you can't tell.
Gareth, I did go in and pre-order the Army Painters, what do they call it? They call them speed paints, yeah. So I did pre-order that, so I'm looking forward to getting those.
Yeah, those look cool.
Yeah. It's kind of a cute name, and I mean, the name, it kind of fits better to me of like speed paint versus contrast paint, because, I don't know, it just seems to fit better. Okay. So I think I'm going to put the snake bite leather, all of it, gives me hiccups, on his...
Yeah, we just have a chroma key is tricky sawdust, and we just have like a cheap backdrop that's not lit properly. And Gareth says I stashed up some birthday money and told my FLGS to get a full set for me since I have a discount card with them. Also, did you guys book your room for ReaperCon? I did. I haven't even. You need to pay attention to that, Dawn.
No, I mean, technically, we don't even have tickets yet.
Right.
I think I have a kiddo came in. Yep, that's an Izzy. I can tell by the sighing.
Uh-huh.
They are trying to sign things to me.
No. I'm showing you what I'm holding. I'm leaving with the red folder.
Okay. Izzy, don't leave that one thing. Oh! I don't know what that noise was, but it startled me.
This?
Don't leave that. Yeah, I got that.
Sawdust Dragon, thank you for the 20 bits.
Oh, thank you for the bits.
The keys on the red folder. Receipt in that, please.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
We're switching up cars with Izzy so that I can go and get their car inspected tomorrow. My phone is over here buzzing for some stupid reason. I lost my train of thought. Oh, you're freaking kidding me. That's crazy, Gareth. So, Ty, the rooms went live today, but tickets aren't available yet.
Oh.
Holy crap. Okay. Well, maybe I'll have to go ahead and take care of that just so that we have it. You know, I honestly, I guess I didn't think about it, but, you know, think about it like that. But Gen Con's the same. Well, it's not, it doesn't do that, but I guess I didn't realize that rooms might be an issue like Gen Con, because that's kind of a nightmare. I remember one year I was so excited because I got I was, you know, first or second round pick. I got to pick my room, and I'm like, yes, I got the pick of the litter on this one, baby. And it's so silly. It's so silly. I'm feeling so freaking accomplished. Oh shit! Losing my grip.
Thank you for the bits, Gareth. He's trying to make sure that we put some money towards the room.
Yeah, it's crazy because sometimes, hi baby, getting cuddles. Sometimes the rooms are more expensive than the con. You know that, or I mean, not sometimes, most of the time. It's all about where you can stay, right?
Hey, kiddo.
You got the keys?
Not yet. I'm grabbing them.
Sawdust Dragon says, Ty, you need to get a train horn soundbite for when y'all lose your train of thought. I was thinking...
Yes.
Garrett, thank you for the 100 bits.
Oh, thank you, Gareth. That was
and
very
the big
sweet.
boom.
Damn it! I missed it.
I saw the end of it.
Oh, I wasn't even looking. I was.
Sawdust, I was thinking whenever Dawn said that she lost her train of thought, that at least she had a train of thought, because I'm just sort of all over the place at the moment.
Hi, Bob.
Hi, Bob. I'm tweeting, I'm Facebooking, I'm gabbing, I'm doing everything, guys. All over the place.
He's being sociable.
Feels so sociable.
What, baby?
The other key is in the top passenger side that I found. The other key that I found.
Yeah, I don't even know what that key is for.
I think it was for the Lincoln. It looks like the Lincoln symbol.
So I
I'd have to
used
see it.
I used to
did like
have
that.
an old used Lincoln car. It was really a nice car. But yeah, Izzy was cleaning out her car today and apparently found a key that might have been for that Lincoln that we have not had in years.
Picture of the symbol on it though. I can show down.
So basically, I'm doing everything that I want to be kind of a leather look in this snakebite leather contrast.
That is Lincoln.
Yep.
That is crazy that key is in there. But he's got like almost like steel toe boots on. So I'll probably put like a shiny on that. And then he's got a little armor. So I'll probably have the shinies on there from those colors. You know what? And this is wood, so. Just like me, I'm just slapping paint everywhere. He is a little difficult to hold. Ty and I realized
Cleaned out the monstrosity.
when we were getting ready that for the stream that this is the first time I've ever painted from Epic Miniatures on stream. And I'm like, that's a little disappointing.
Yeah, so good choice, Gareth. I think it was
Yes.
Gareth that did all of the
Yes.
streams for this one.
So now they have been represented and I feel a little better now. Yeah, Gareth, I was saying before you got on tonight, I'm not really going to do an alter the stream for next week just because I'm either going to finish up orders that I have that I need to get done if I haven't finished those already, or I will be doing finishing paint jobs of my shelf of halfway done shame. That's getting annoying. I've got it turned backwards. He's wanting to fall off his little fake base again. And it didn't even really bug me that he wasn't balanced until I printed out the female version. And then she just stands so beautifully. And I'm like, why can't he stand that well? Because I am actually struggling to hold on to him.
This is the second I'm taking. Just because this is better in my pocket or something.
Okay, baby. Stupid thing.
I'm headed out.
Okay, bye, baby girl.
Bye.
See you, kiddo.
See ya.
He's like, he can balance on his axe really well, so I'll have his axe hold him up for right now.
Just calm your happy accents down.
Right? Which is still one of the funniest freaking lines from a one-shot ever. I think I was giggling about that for days. Well, I mean, hell, it's been years since it even happened. So
I don't remember what.
we were playing the Shadow. Oh God, what's that?
No, I think it's called Rise of
Rise of the Demon Lord.
Rise
That's
of the
what it
Demon
is.
Lord.
Yes, which is really fun. Check it out.
great.
Seriously.
The setting is great. For anybody who hasn't played Rise of the Demon Lord, the idea is that you're playing in a world that is ending. There isn't any big high fantasy way that you're going to save the world. You know the world is going to end. So you're kind of playing in that darkness, but in a fantasy setting.
Yeah.
It's fun.
But we were on a one shot with I think we were at Gen Con, is that right?
Yeah.
Tilt this down a little bit. And you know, we're out and about, and this was the same campaign where, or not, I'm sorry, not campaign. I'm so used to saying campaign now. This same one shot that two of our party members became were badgers. But anyway, we were in a situation where we were in the woods, and this tree monster thing, well, multiples of them. See, yeah, I let it pool in here because I wasn't paying attention, and now it looks like crap right there. see if I can wash that a little bit. So we're literally being attacked by all of these tree monster looking things. And at one point, one of our party members, who is dual wielding axes, hand axes, kind of goes berserk. And I mean, he is kicking ass. And he basically, I mean, don't get me wrong, he saved us from a wipe right then, right? And with perfect comedic timing, the other girl that was playing with us, which I believe her name was Bridget, but don't quote me on that. As soon as the DM was like, okay, you know, everybody's beaten, and he's still kind of like, because he had kind of gone berserk, right? She just kind of looks over, pats him on the shoulder, and with a straight face says, calm your happy axes down. I about fell out of my chair. I was dying. And I know it's not nearly as funny when I tell it, but
Sawdust
it was
asks,
perfect.
is it a European or American badger? Well, I think with that response, we're dealing with American badgers.
It doesn't matter. Either way, they could carry a coconut.
That's true. All right, so you've missed some stuff.
Sorry, I was telling a story.
No, you're good. Did you read about
I haven't
Gareth
read
being at
anything.
home? Okay, so Gareth says, and you have thought that I'd have gotten more painting done being home with COVID, but video games have been dominating my time. Well, that's not a bad thing to have dominate your time, right?
Right, except for I didn't know you were home with COVID. That sucks.
Yeah, I didn't either. Gareth said I did, but this was some time ago, so I don't remember the reference. I apologize for that. Sawdust says, put his wallet in his left pocket, and that will correct the balance.
I think once I've got him glued down to the base, it'll be fine, but it is a little bit annoying when I'm trying to hold him to paint. I just got this all over his fingers, which I had already finished, and I should have known better than to try to do that first. Okay. Switch to a smaller one so you don't make more of a mess, dumbass. Yeah, so his feet are just... like, the blue tack is either sticking to him or the wood, not both. So it's just being a pain in the ass at the moment, which is fine. Everything is fine.
Not sure if Gareth saw the Brachiosaurus had one. Did you already talk about that?
I did mention that, yes.
I'll bring the image up briefly. Take you away from Dawn's painting just to show that, yay, the Brachiosaurus one. I like that one. I think that's going to be pretty darn cool biggie giveaway.
Yes. And so we are clear, that is coming unassembled and unpainted, guys. This is for a mini for you guys to paint and love, not for me. Ow! His helmet is spiky as hell. Okay. Got a few little out.
My apologies.
Good job!
Where I had checked it, I thought.
Every time.
So Garrett says, tested positive on Sunday after my youngest did on Saturday. She's at her mom's and doing great, and I'm definitely on the mend.
Good.
I'll be streaming tonight too. Well, that's cool. 9:30 Central Time US for anybody that wants to go watch Garrett. That is
did you drop a link
stream to watch too for Garrett's link?
Yeah.
One
of y'all, Gareth or Ty, one of y'all drop a link in so we can.
I will go get it right now.
Because I would love to just like raid over there, but I think we'll be done long before that because I need to be done by 8. It's kind of why I tried to start around 6. Regardless.
Oh, Gareth's got it.
Thank you.
Gareth. Gareth says, love that print. I hope it turns out good and it will look great at my place.
That's right, because you weren't on quite yet. I did print it off at a smaller... Basically, I printed it as large as I can print it on my plate in one solid piece, and it's so freaking cute. I loved it.
Sawdust Dragon says handling that model is like handling a blue crab.
Yes, it really is, because he's got little spikes on his he's got horns, and then the helmet itself, the helmet is a skull. So you can see, like right here, there's the eye socket, but that has little horns right there. And then they got the big horn, which is broken, which I love that little detail. Okay, so I need to get all of that little fur. We'll stick with this one. So now I need to get all this little fur. No, see? I'm going to fall over, you jerky McJerkerson.
Do you want me to look for dinner? No?
Mm-mm. We're having hot dogs.
Oh, okay.
Fucker. Sorry.
Wow.
He's kind of annoying, honestly, at this point. I don't like having to struggle. And his balance is really, really poor. That's one of the reasons I wanted to do the double-handed axe guy, because his balance seemed like it was going to be much better. To be fair, once he's on his base, he's not going to do this anymore. It's just while he's not secured to anything. And also, he was doing this before, because this piece attaches separately. It's right above his hand that I glued it on. It was already not standing up. So I decided, rather than having to struggle to hold the axe, struggle to hold him, I figured I'd just glue them together anyway, since they weren't standing up. But you can see how the contrast paint is like, his pants are, they need highlights. The fur needs highlights. It's already like done. So I think speed paint is a much more accurate way of calling this paint what it is.
Sawdust Dragon says, let him fall over. If it's on the ground, it can't fall.
This is a very true statement. So look, he's going to lay down while I paint the backside of his axe. Yeah, I am looking forward to getting the other brands, the mini painter, their speed paint. I ordered the
Army Painter?
Army Painter. Yeah, what did I say?
Mini Painter.
I did order just the base group, and it said, I think it was like February 19th is when they're going to be released. So that's going to be nice. And that'll be fun. So I think what I will do is, because I have 2 other things from Vallejo coming as well that are supposed to be more realistic water, which I don't really have an issue with, but I also kind of get tired of using resin all the time. This is something that's more like I don't know why I'm doing that. I'm gonna go back over that in a minute. More like the acrylic medium that I use, which takes a long time to cure, but it's not a mix. It's just poured out and then it sets up on its own. So I'd like to see how that works. So maybe what I'll do is kind of plan around that for the speed paints. When they get here, I'll kind of do a, hey guys, let's test all this new shit out together and see what works. All right. Because when cons do start picking back up again, it's one of those things I like to make sure I always have a good selection of painted and unpainted minis to take along with us. And then some to take with me just to paint while we're sitting at the booth. It's a really fun way. Sorry. Get that in a better angle for you guys. It's a really fun way to fill the time in between shopping. Because you always end up with these gaps in time when everyone is, it's the middle of a session, so everyone is doing things. So you can't really leave your table to go do the things that everyone else is doing. But you're also likely to be sitting there for, the next session, which is typically 2 to 4 hours with nobody coming over or very few people coming over. So I like to have minis to paint at the table.
That was fun for me, though, whenever we didn't have other stuff going on, and I would run events.
Yeah.
I think we had less things and more help or something. I don't know. Lately, I haven't been able to do that as much, but I would run events all day long at some of these cons, and my day goes by quick. I'll put it that way.
Well, I mean, but that's also something that would happen is, okay, I'm done. It's just absolutely not helpful, and it's literally just sticking to my finger. I'm done with that crap. Gareth, do you guys usually have vendor booths? Yes, we do actually almost.
That's why we go.
That's pretty much why we go. There's
not Gen Con.
No, Gen Con we go and we play.
Yeah,
that's
we've
our...
had events at Gen Con, but we haven't done a booth there yet.
Yeah.
And usually that's our anniversary celebration. It's not exactly on our anniversary, but it's close.
It's close enough, yeah.
Which, in other words, means we spend a lot of money to get there, and then while we're there, Dawn spends a whole lot of money on me.
Details.
Sawdust Dragon says, I know that the motion background y'all have is painted minis. However, I keep seeing Mardi Gras parades.
I get that. Okay. I'm trying to make sure I've got everything that I want to be leather, or I don't. This is also another reason that I liked the other model better, because the double-fisted one you can see in the right beneath my face. He's roaring back, so basically his chest is wide open, his back is wide open, everything was wide open and easy to reach. So that was the one I wanted to paint, but like I said, I got my files mixed up, which technically I did at the start when I was making the files, because I named this print job that guy. So that's the first one I printed off and realized what I had done. I just basically time ran out and I couldn't get the other one printed in time. Not printed and cured and everything else. Like, oh, I've got plenty of time. Oh, crap. That's basically it, right? He's got this little tiny strap. Oh, crap. Tiny strap right there on his arm. Kind of spread this glop out. Yeah, that's not annoying at all. I guess you guys probably can't hear that, can you?
Well, I mean, I hope not, but...
Yeah, Ty's over here, like, scrolling, because he's working over there. He's doing stuff. And I get that. But when I'm, like, sitting here concentrating on this one little tiny detail, and all I hear is scroll, 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 scroll. I hope you guys can't hear that.
In other words, Dawn's over there yelling, could you please just stop being? Right away.
Just stop being productive. That's what it is. Okay. All right. Here.
Gareth does not usually, and it doesn't bother me. Thank you, Gareth.
I will admit, full disclosure, I have some major issues with noises. Anytime something is repetitive, it is so fast that it gets on my nerves. And that's all on me. It realistically, that's me. It's my fault.
This was something we learned early on because one of my things is I fidget. So I sit there and I bounce my leg and tap things, and it drives Dawn nuts.
Okay, but the bouncing of the leg never bothered me because he does it silently, except when he would wear his loafers, and his loafers had 2 little tassels, and they would go, and I was just like, take your shoe off! Jesus, just take off the damn shoe!
Yeah, that's
we all have our quirks.
more than 20 years ago, so I don't know what happened to those shoes.
They burned. Oh, I hated those shoes so much. I hated those shoes.
Soda says, can you just stop breathing for a bit, please? That would be great. I'll add to that. Thanks. Kara says, and I'll have to set money aside to buy stuff from you guys at ReaperCon.
Oh, ReaperCon.
Nice. Thank you.
ReaperCon, I won't have a booth. I am going to ReaperCon to be at ReaperCon.
We're not going to try to be vendors?
No.
Oh. I kind of like being vendors. It's part of the fun
really
now
fun
for me.
I do enjoy, and we all have like a whole like con family as well too. We've met so many other vendors that we have.
Oh well, ReaperCon's in Texas. I think the only people we would know down there would be Daniel from Parlor Gaming. Parlor Gaming, for anybody who doesn't know, is you guys hear or see Jake, that's Damage Micro, talk in the chat sometimes, and maybe you've watched Jake and I on Gamers in the Unknown on Mondays. We still need to get back to that. In any case, Jake is a designer developer with Parlor Gaming, and they also develop role-playing games like Retroscape. They're based out of Austin, I believe. Austin, Texas. I may be getting that wrong. Somewhere in Texas.
See, Garrett says, also, I have a very high tolerance for repetitive behavior and noises because of some of my oldest daughter and her behaviors. I get what you're saying, and I'm saying that badly. I'm reading it out badly. It really is one of those things that it's just, if it repeats and repeats and repeats, I get to a point where, and it, again, is completely on me. I will let it build up, annoying me, until the point where I literally just explode. And I could have very easily said, much sooner, hey, could you please stop that? But I don't do that for some stupid reason. I'm like, I can handle it. I can handle it. I can handle it. Nope, can't handle it. And now I'm a ballistic psycho. Oh, mail's here, Ty. Remember, there's a thing in there. Sheet. Thanks.
You're welcome. There you go. Thank you.
The mail is like so far behind from the snow. Like she was almost running at like the last night. She didn't get here until almost 8:30. It was a little bit ridiculous. But you can see now that it's kind of dried up, that he just kind of has this bluish gray tint to his skin, which is pretty awesome. No, drum sets, because they're not repetitive. It's a beat, so it changes up, so it doesn't actually bother me. One of the things that, like, it has to be like the same noise happening, tick 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 tick, but when it changes up, it doesn't bother me at all.
Sawdust says, we had frost on the ground 2 nights running. It was crazy. Gareth asks, which one are you using for the skin? I missed that.
Oh, that one I'd used the Apothecary White contrast. So what I did was I just primed him all in white. And then I primed the base all in Moonstone Blue. And then I used the Apothecary White, which really gives kind of a bluish gray tint on both of them. So my intent with this is to dry brush a little bit of white. And then what I want to do is put a layer of stuff that I forgot, my acrylic medium, over the top of it to give it to where his feet are not really touching the paint itself. He's slightly above it to make it look like an icy landscape, which I need you to grab that out.
What do you need me to grab?
The just said it. Acrylic medium. No, I wasn't making fun of you. I was making fun of me because I'd already forgotten the name. It looks like a big white bottle. It's toward the back of my paint desk itself.
Blue looking stuff?
Yes. Yes.
Sorry.
So this is what I use a lot to make my water effects kind of have some lumps and bumps to give it wave texture. Because you can't really do that with resin. So I use a combination of resin and that's the stuff that I ordered from Amazon will hopefully take the place of. All right. Yeah, we'll see, Sawdust, if it actually works. That's my intention, is to have it kind of bubble, like, you know how like you have the snow and then you have the ice and then you have all those different layers. So I don't want him sinking down. I want him like he's walking. Sirens. Like he's walking across the ice, you know. Maybe that's why he's doing his axe like this, is because he's falling over. All right. But I'll still might add a little bit of snow to him, you know, kind of like up on his shoulders or sitting in the creases or something. And I might add a little dusting of snow across the top of that as well, so it kind of gives it more depth too. I haven't decided that yet. But I found the bases on Thingiverse, so they're just free bases, but they were snowy and icy textures. I'm like, yeah, that looks pretty good. So I thought I'd give them a try. But I have a couple of different ones. I'm just dry brushing the Brain Matter White over this. I'm trying to go really, really soft because I don't want it to be... I mean, he's a frost giant, but I don't want him just to be all white and all snow. Ooh, it does not sound good, does it?
No, probably fire, unfortunately.
Okay. Then I'm going to get out here, lay down again. I've got a Hearthwood Brown. Garrett. He's holding his axe that way because some punk ass white dragon is about to get pwned. That's kind of awesome. Okay. Anyway. Phone's being stupid. I've got MSP paint and it's Heartwood Brown. I'm going to use that to kind of dry brush the leather itself. My gloves are sliding. My hands are like extremely dry again, so I'm wearing gloves again. I really kind of gets annoying how my hands keep like they get better and then they get not better again, and get better and not better again. And I just want them to heal and be healed. Oops, wrong spot. Little wonky to hold. It's funny because like I get him in a position like this right here is perfect. This right here is resting on my finger, and this is, it's like counterbalancing himself, but then I'm gonna have to move him soon and he's not gonna be as balanced. But it's fine. He's still really cool. I really like this model. Don't want to use that brush right now though.
So I'm going to be a rumor monger because of a cast I watched yesterday, and I know that we may, possibly, some of you are brown coats. And it is just a rumor. It's not confirmed yet, but supposedly this cast said that they have an inside anonymous source that Disney Plus may be working on a reboot of Firefly. And it kind of sounds like they may even have some or all of the original cast. They may have some of the original cast, is what it sounds like. One of the things they were talking about is that the movie They Kill Wash, that's not going to be, they're not going to follow that. So that almost sounds like they may even want Alan Tudyk back to play the pilot again. Yeah, I don't even know if I'm just saying this and nobody else is interested, but I'm...
You got to shut the front door. And honestly, like, I would love to see the original cast come back, but I just want to see Firefly, man.
Book died in real life? I didn't realize that. Well,
I forgot I had blocked that.
So certainly, I mean, I love the character.
The hair, it's still there.
Book. Yeah, it's still there. It's just hiding. But I don't think he really liked the role. From the interviews I saw of the actor that played Book, he was a stage actor and not really into the sci-fi thing and stuff. So it kind of seemed like he didn't love the part, I guess. I don't know. No, I didn't realize that. That's sad. It's a good actor.
I did. Now that you say that, I do remember that, and I was crushed, and I'm so sad by that. That's why I didn't remember it, because I just block it out of my memory.
Creepshow says, "Fire what? Never heard of it."
Go away.
Careful. Yeah, apparently a lot of people are, because I guess they did a poll in the last year or two or something like that, and there's an awful, like 70% of the people they polled were like, don't do it, just don't do it. And for different reasons. Like, some of them were just like, you can't touch the original, but a large portion of them were like, F you, Disney Plus.
Yeah, I mean, granted, they can come in and they can not do it justice. But
yeah,
I'd rather them try it.
Part of the rumor is that Whedon is not working on it, but that may be okay, because the other part of the rumor is that Favreau is, who, I'm kind of in the camp that he's done pretty good with the work he's done for Star Wars. So I feel like Favreau is somebody who actually cares about these sorts of things that we care about, and he doesn't try to tell us we're wrong. He actually, tries to increase the things we like. Put it that way.
I am struggling with paintbrushes. Dive bombing me. Oh, I'd rather them try, you know? Maybe you're right. Maybe it won't be as good. They won't be able to do it justice, but maybe they will. It'll be amazing. I mean, there was so much in that universe that could have happened. Stories that could have been told. All that kind of stuff. I'd love to see him try. Sorry.
No, I'm sorry. You done?
Yeah.
Gareth says he's just as big of a nerd as the rest of us. He just happens to be able to make these movies and shows. Yeah, I agree with that.
I don't know that I agree with that statement. I'm a pretty big nerd.
Well, considering what Favreau and the other guy, I can't think of his name. I feel really bad. He's done well with the Mandalorian as well. But anyway.
Right. Tifer's time.
I think the dude is Filoni. Thank you, Gareth. Yeah, I'm not sure about spelling. But, I don't know. They just seemed they did a good, honest job for the universe instead of, maybe trying to make it something else, which I think other people have done, have tried to do. Actually, just working within the way the universe works and not trying to alter it. I think they've done a good job at that.
Using the Moonstone Blue to kind of give him some White Walker eyes.
That also reminds me, I want one of those t-shirts that I aim to misbehave. Sawdust Dragon says, yeah, I get it. I would like to see it, but it could turn out like the Wheel of Time. Yeah, so, and I'm, here's the thing. This is a good example of that, and I'm probably going to get crushed on this one. I have not read the Wheel of Time series. But that makes this, I think, a good example of you should keep the universe as is expected to be by the fans, or make something new, because I think I enjoyed the Amazon series, and probably because I didn't read the books. I think you can make something new and good and not attach it to an existing intellectual property. Because sometimes some of us may feel kind of like, well, you just took a really successful IP and told your own story with the IP's name. Gareth says, well, and it feel like they're trying to bring a lot of the old canon stuff back in to canon, just in a slightly different way. Yeah, I agree. Sawdust says, tell a different story in the same world is always great. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they did that really successfully with Harry Potter, doing the Fantastic Beasts. I thought they handled that really, really well. I loved the fact that we got more of the magical world, more of everything. I mean, honestly, from even reading the books, it's like you heard about Grindelwald in the books. So it was like, hey, this was an interesting little thing. Let's expand upon this. Today on Crypt Monkey Paints, we review books versus movies. Which I have been able to separate, this is a good movie, this is a good book, sometimes. I will admit, I am really bad about that.
I think most people are. I think I'm better than most people being able to say it's not going to be like the book and still enjoy it to the point that aggravates other people, I think.
He says other people.
It's not just you. But I've always been fairly accepting of everything can't. I mean, the story is so big in a book usually that you just can't make movies that big. Gareth says, yeah, that can be difficult sometimes. Sawdust says, yeah, that was great and it worked well. Talking about the Harry Potter stuff. Harry Potter's a funny one for, I don't know if I want to say us, but certainly me. And my mom kept telling me, you've got to read these books. And I'm like, they're kids' books, Mom. I read some sci-fi and a lot of horror. And I don't know if I'm really going to get into a kid's fantasy book. And I think by the time Dawn and I started reading them, the third book had come out or something. They've been out for a couple of years, the first couple of ones. And then we're reading them, like trips to Louisiana are coinciding with the fifth book came out or something. I don't know. And we're having to, like, one of us is driving, the other one's reading it while the kids are sleeping in the backseat.
Yeah, I can say I've read the series multiple times, and then I've read individual books multiple times. I've probably read Goblet of Fire the most.
Sawdust Dragon says, I don't mind it being not the same due to time constraints, but when you add what was not there and alter the entire feel of the story, that is ungood. I agree with that.
That's really where my pet peeve, can you tell we're related? That's really where I lose my shit of, okay, you had to cut things because they couldn't fit. I get that. I understand that. But you added in 15 minutes of something that wasn't in the book. What the hell?
Yeah.
I get pissed.
Gareth says, Dune, loved the movie, especially the new one.
Oh, the new one was great, but I've never read them.
But I know there will be no way you can get everything from that book into a movie and not have it be over 12 hours long. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, as far as them adding stuff, I don't know what the deal is, and I'm obviously I'm not the first person to say this with the Hobbit movie. Why 3 movies? It's like, we got to get 3 movies. 3 movies is how you make money in Hollywood with a big story like that. But for anybody that's ever read the book, it's like 103 pages long or something. Yeah, it was not. It was the opposite of Lord of the Rings, which is 1,300 pages long. It needed 3 movies, maybe a 4th, but which I shouldn't say that. I was happy with how Lord of the Rings movies went. The Hobbit, I mean, it was fun and everything, but yeah, they added things to make it a bigger group of movies. I don't think they really needed to do that. Oh well.
Also, not really sure why they tried to make sexy dwarves. Well, you go from Gimli to those guys. I'm like, the hell is that?
Oh. Yeah, with regards to that,
I'm loving how much we're nerding out right now, by the way. This is a lot of fun. I will paint while we talk movies and books and everything else.
Gareth says The Hobbit should have been only 2 movies and cut out some of the GoPro footage from the river scene. That personally pissed me off for some reason. Yeah, that was a pretty wild scene. Excuse me. Yeah, definitely. I think 2 movies would have been good. And I'm glad that they had the werebear in it. I always thought that was something that shouldn't have been skipped in the cartoon. But anyway, because it's one of my favorite parts of the book is the werebear stuff, his house, things like that. I've always thought if I get rich and just got lots of expendable income that I would probably have a the werebear's sort of like Nordic style hut or whatever. I think I'd have one of those built so we could do camp outs in it or something. But not the there bear. Anyway, with regards to that stuff, and I know some of you guys have maybe heard me say this before, especially people that know me in RL, but the still after about 30 years, the closest movie to a book I've ever seen is the old miniseries version of The Stand. And I say that even though in that version of it, they skipped Billy the Kid completely, but they had to. For anybody that's read the book, you'll know what I'm talking about. That was on a miniseries for regular, public television. They couldn't do Billy the Kid. So I understand they skipped him. The only thing that really sucks is, not seeing sort of the trials that some of the other trials that Trash Can Man goes through, because he's with Billy the Kid for part of that. It's pretty awful. But it's also not appropriate for public television. They took two characters and they made one character out of it. That didn't bother me too much either. I'm not real sure why they did that, other than maybe they only had to pay one person. I don't know. But other than that, a lot of that miniseries was pretty close to The Stand. The new one, less so. Still good. I enjoyed it okay.
I watched a few episodes and I was done.
And you didn't even read the book.
No, but I did. I really enjoyed the first miniseries they did, and then just some of the ways they were messing with the characters. I just don't even get it. One of the Franny being probably one of the biggest hearted people that is, alive, and to have her react to the way she was reacting.
Yeah, it didn't seem right.
I'm like, that's not what
And I don't know if I told you this, but I read some article. So you got to understand that Stephen King's son was actually a producer on there. And I read an article where he's talking about Franny, and he felt that one of their goals was to fix Franny. Which, I don't know how his pop felt about that. Maybe he's fine with it, but I thought Franny was a good character as she was.
Yeah.
Trying to make a statement about her that I don't think was appropriate, but whatever. She's a great, love the character in the book. Character in the book. And Molly Ringwald did all right. I don't know. It's kind of a funny role for her.
Yeah.
She seemed a little bit awkward in it.
But it was more about they were taking characters and doing things with the way they were reacting to things and other things that were just so out of character for what I thought they should be, which, it's my own opinion and it is what it is. But it was just so odd to me that it was just I really enjoyed the first one, and I'm going to kind of walk away from this. I'm good, thanks.
There was still enough Stephen King in it for me that I enjoyed it. One thing that I did enjoy is that they actually left it open-ended, even though as far as I know right now they're saying they're not going to continue with it, that it's a limited series done. They sort of left it in a state that they could keep going. It certainly didn't end the way it ended in the book.
And we all know that Stephen King is okay with things not ending the way he ended them. A great example of that would be the
Mist.
Yeah, I was doing I was pointing up. I was like, what is it? What is it? The Mist, yeah.
Yeah, when he saw the end of The Mist, he went, oh, I wish I would have ended the short story that way. It's a really good ending, that movie.
It's a really bad ending. That's why it was so good.
Yeah, it's the kind of stuff I like.
So much. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I'm going to cry.
Sawdust Dragon says, I did not even know that there was another The Stand. Yeah.
Don't waste your time.
Last year, I think it came out. Paramount Plus, I think, had it. Maybe one of their television things too, and I bought it on Prime. Is where I watched it.
I was very much looking forward to it. And I was very... I did give it a few episodes, and I just was like, I'm just done. I may try it again sometime, eventually. But, no, I'm good.
It was not as close to the book as the first version, and I think that was intentional on their part. I'll tell you what I'd really like to see is... nobody else but me's probably read this, but Stephen King and Peter Straub did a book together called the Talisman that I would love to see as a movie now. I remember in the 80s or 90s when I read it, I think it was the 1980s, that I thought, oh my gosh, Hollywood would never be able to do this justice. And now it'd be a pretty easy thing for them to pull off the special effects that would make it look pretty good. But for anybody who is interested in those sorts of horror stories, the Talisman is kind of an adult version. I guess you could say it's like an adult version of Narnia, the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe kind of thing. But the main character's still like a 12-year-old kid, so that makes it a little bit harder considering. I mean, it's Stephen King. It's rough. Soda says, is that one set in the Crusades? No. It's set in the 80s, in the 1980s, but it uses the Towers world, the Dark Towers world. Like lots of the Stephen King books will sort of use those characters over and over again, but it's not really those characters. It's, it's that Dimensions version of that character or whatever. Like the Dark Man from the Dark Tower series / Randall Flagg, the Walking Dude. It has a character in it as well, but it's not the same instantiation, I guess, of him. But anyway, yeah, it's the story of a kid whose mother is dying of cancer, and he finds a way that he can save her, but he's going to have to walk on his own across the United States from the East Coast to the West Coast. But he does part of it in another world. He's able to go into this other world where travel is shortened a little bit, but the other world is much more dangerous. It's a lot of fun. They got everything in that book from weregoats to men with wings on their backs.
Because you need a weregoat in your life.
Sawdust just looked it up. Found My Confusion, The Talisman by Sir Walter Scott. No, this one is definitely, yeah, it's Stephen King and Peter Straub, the guy who wrote the old story, the Ghost Story, I think it was called.
My hand's completely in the way, sorry.
I've never read that book. I just know he was famous for that, and they made a movie out of it also in the 1980s. I don't know about anybody else, but it's hard for me to remember when I was a little kid most of the time, especially things like that. I wasn't allowed to watch Ghost Story. It was rated R.
I'm back in the...
Blathered on your whole show. I'm sorry, baby.
No. I'm loving it. I was just gonna say I switched back over to the Brain Matter White or Brain Matter Beige, so that I could, because I was painting these horns with the metallic color, and I realized, oh wait, those are horns. So I stopped. And I'm also using it. I've just got it thinned down, so that, like a lot thinned down, so that I can kind of give him a few little highlights. But I want it fairly thin.
Gareth says, like that stopped our generation's parents. Soda says, I could not watch rated R movies, but I was allowed to read. That's pretty much where I was. 13, 14, somewhere in there. My mom would let me read just about anything. But I still wasn't allowed to watch rated R movies.
I am struggling to think of anything else to say. But I actually do need a time check.
We are at 7:24. I'm actually going to start getting set up for the giveaway.
Yes, please do that. I am going to have to stop on him in a second and do the layer on his base that I want to get done, because that's going to take probably 3 or 4 pours to get that built up like I want it to be. But I need to dry brush it a little bit, get some white highlights back in there that I want. And I'll have to wait in between pouring the layers of the acrylic stuff, acrylic medium.
I think the word tonight's going to be giant. That's okay with you.
I was going to say book.
Book. The word for tonight is book.
Just because we've been talking about movies and books. Makes perfect sense, doesn't it?
You would like to enter for a chance. The
Really, dude?
Mystery Mini
Really?
giveaway. Enter. Almost said it again. Enter book into chat now. Let me clean that up. Book. All right, so BOOK. Enter the word book, and you will get a chance to win a mystery mini giveaway box choice, and we'll ship it out to you tomorrow. Should not be a problem.
Oh, I gotta get my boardy. Oh no. You can basically see it. Ah, there's more metal down here. Damn it. Forget
Yeah, Sawdust says red book. Red book.
it. I'm gonna dry brush this with white real quick. Shake up my paint. Doing the paint dance. You don't that bad, but open.
We have some people listening in the background. Just gonna remind you again in a couple of minutes to enter book into chat now if you want a chance to win a mystery mini giveaway tonight.
This is White Scar with a dirty paintbrush, dumbass. This is Citadel as well. These are the jets of ice coming up, which I thought was pretty cool. And then they just kind of have a cracked, icy ground. Excuse me. Hiccups.
I still remember talking to Sawdust, and I think I was gonna explain to him what Firefly was, and he'd already seen it, right? I think that's who I was like, holy shit, you're a geek. You're such a geek. Cool.
My family is pretty much full of nerds, but me and Sawdust are the only cool nerds. Everyone else is nerdy in the weird way.
I don't know what that means.
Like, my sister Heather is a very big nerd, but she's nerdy about her job. She's a nurse. She's very into her job, and she's very good at her job. She's very intelligent, but she doesn't read and geek out over the things that she should be. And it makes me sad.
Garrett says, I'm just about a carbon copy of my dad. Groovy.
All right. So, let's see if I can get this to where you guys can see what I'm doing, but not be on this thing. I don't think I can. Okay. There we go. Ooh. Sorry. So, I'm going to tilt you guys there. So now we have blue and grays and whites all on there. Now I'm going to pour this on top. Ow. I can't seem to like open anything tonight.
You need me to get it?
No, I got it. But I have a pipette. I don't think that pipette's going to work because I am almost out of this. So we're not even going to try that. We're just going to pour.
For anyone who's listening in the background right now, we are just a minute or two away from the Mystery Mini giveaway. So be sure to enter the word book, B-O-O-K, into chat now for your chance to win.
All right. So I'm not terribly worried about getting it like even or anything like that, because it kind of settles itself out. But I do want to bring it over to the edges. And it is fairly thick. You can see it moves pretty slowly.
Sawdust says, oh, no mashed potato flakes?
Now I actually have like a snow, but I kind of like the idea of this being icy. I probably will add a little bit of snow to him. And have like, this is definitely windswept and it's coming this direction, so I may have like a couple of piles of a little snow drifts around the edges of these rocks, but not on this side, just on the windward side, you know. But I will have to let this set up completely, which I don't know exactly how long it takes. Something this thin, it won't take too long, but it'll still be a few hours before I'm willing to touch it again. But that should keep him... I'll have to probably do one more layer. But that should keep him just barely above what you can see underneath. It'll give it a little bit more dimension sort of thing. Plus, it will add to... oh, I had a thought and it's gone. Oh, I know what it was. Plus, it will add to the shininess to make it really look icy, because this is gloss. They do have matte, but like I said, I use that for water, so why would I buy matte? All right.
Frack.
Oh, that got me.
It'd been so long that I sort of forgot it was the thing.
Yeah.
All right, folks, we are moments away, like 30 seconds more, and then I am going to go ahead and click the button to roll it and see who's going to win the mystery mini giveaway tonight. So you've got about 30 seconds to drop yours in. Book, B-O-O-K, into chat.
Go back to my metallic. See, has metal on this area over here. I just wanted to make sure I was able to kind of get the base going. I mean, it's not going to be finished tonight, but it's really, really close. I think now that I've got a bunch of dry brushing done on his leather, I'm not really digging how all the brown looks. So I'm probably going to end up going back over it with the other contrast paint. So basically, it's like 15 tones of brown at this point, but it's not in a good way. That's okay, because we can just paint over it. There's one nice thing about it being so thin is it really... That's the only worry I ever have about painting over, is if I've got too many layers of paint already going, then I just lose all my detail because I'm just filling all the detail in with paint. You ready to draw? Is that what you're looking at me for?
Yeah, I was just letting you finish. You want me to draw?
Sure.
Drum roll. And the winner tonight is...
Trainhorn. Congratulations.
I caught it that time.
Oh, that was really flippin' loud. Oh, that was loud.
Turn it up. You said
burn in hell. That's what I said.
Gareth, congratulations.
Congrats, Gareth.
So I don't know if you can see all of the numbers.
Now that I tilted.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'll tilt back up again. Ha ha ha.
There
2,
go.
4, 6, 10, 12, 14, 18, 19, and 20. You might as well take 19 at this point to get rid of the only other odd number that's left.
Or leave it to annoy Dawn. Until they're all gone.
Far enough. But I do really like what the contrast did. I mean, the contrast really worked in his beard for me. I'm just not liking how all the brown is just basically one big tone. It's kind of bugging me.
Ah, 19.
Thank you, Gareth.
I would have left it.
It's because you're an ass and he isn't. Let's do this. I'm getting wolf gray out. I hate these things getting clogged up like this. And I'm going to put that on the metal of his shoes to give my shoes kind of a different tone. I think that's what's bugging me right now is basically he's brown and gray. Brown and white and blue-ish. That's it. That's the only colors I have going right here. It's really kind of bugging me.
Gareth said he almost left it.
I appreciate it. Yay! Odd numbers are better anyway. Especially for oddballs. What time is it?
7:38.
Oh, I have plenty of time. And now that I've said that, all the time will fade away magically.
Zip. I can stall you. You're going to pull number 19 out?
No. I will, but not right now. Not until the stream is over. Or right at the end of the stream.
I think you should pull it out and show the box.
I will, but not right this second. I'm doing detail work, which is much more fun than anything else. It's always nice when I have the tiny brush out.
Well, I'm glad you did this tonight because I was thinking about getting on to write or something to do a writing stream, but this is better. Less work for me.
Details. I need to make my eye doctor appointment. I could definitely tell my glasses are not the right prescription anymore.
Kind of excited about that because I think the kids were all still in high school probably the last time you went to the eye doctor.
Yeah, I don't know. So my plan is I want these to have a metallic sheen to them. So I'm giving myself a gray base because the gunmetal gray that I really like is it goes on really well, but it's so thin that whatever color is underneath still kind of shows through. So I'm just giving myself a nice clean kind of base to start from, and then it'll kind of show through. But I'll leave that brown leather underneath.
Creepshow says, Ty, why would her getting new glasses make you happy? She will be able to see you clearly then. Shiver. Trying to get the house to myself. No, I don't know. No, it's good. That's the kids growing up and getting out of high school. I think there's a lot of things you skip for yourself while your kids are in school, you know?
Well, to be fair, everybody in the house wears glasses.
Yeah. And I didn't get skipped as much because I needed my eyes for work more.
Yeah, and I mean, all three kids wear glasses. Ty wears glasses. I wear glasses. So it's like going to the eye doctor, they have the cartoon dollar signs in their eyes every time I walk in the damn door.
I still don't like my glasses, though. I've only been wearing glasses for 13 years.
I've been wearing them since grade school.
I was fine until I spent about 10 years developing software, and then I had to wear glasses.
Note him trying to blame the computer instead of age.
I was only 35. Come on. Gare says, I'm almost getting to the point where I need glasses, but not quite yet. Creepshow says eye doctor trip with is a family special occasion. Yeah.
You know, we always tried to go right before Christmas. That way the eye doctor could afford their Christmas presents.
What it felt like.
I'm still stuck. Like I'm like replaying Firefly in my head at the moment.
The song?
No, just the whole series is just going through my head because I'm like super excited about it.
Well, I mean, I don't know where it would even be right now. They're still keeping it a secret, you know.
Yeah. There's hope, man. That's all you need in life. Hope. That's it, right? See, it's weird because like this one is very well defined. You can see the edges, and then this one starts off really well on this side. But then on this side, it's all one tone, so I'm just drawing it in to make it match the other side. I kind of ran into that on his arm as well, of like this piece of his arm. Sorry, make sure you can see that. This piece of his arm is very distinct from the armor, but his elbow and this, there's no definition here. Oh, you see the foot. There's no definition between armor and his arm right there. So I'm like, well, that's where that's going to be. So, I mean, it's likely that I just had it tilted at the wrong angle for when it was printing. But easy enough to fix with a coat of paint.
We do not have these frost giants on our Shopify yet. Do have one Etsy, I believe. Yes.
Yes, they are on Etsy.
I got the links earlier.
You should be doing the what's going on in the Crypt Monkey world thing soon too.
Oh gosh, yeah, am I in practice or what?
Yeah, I mean we didn't really miss much, but I feel like we haven't streamed in weeks or something. That's not the case. You know what, maybe I want to do his sash right here in a flash of color. So he's got it coming here and here. Maybe that'll make me feel better. Let's see. What color would he wear?
Nightbot says, so I saw the movie from Firefly about a year after it came out, and it took about another year after that for someone to introduce me to the series. So I was reversed and way behind.
Who said that?
Creepshow.
So you said Nightbot. I'm like, what is happening?
Did I say Nightbot?
You
I'm
did.
sorry. I was reading the chat from Nightbot, so I had wires crossed.
Okay, let's see. What color should his sash be? Maybe we'll just go with a really bright blue. He doesn't seem like a bright blue kind of guy, does he? Maybe heather blue.
Here's another, another link with Firefly, since Creepshow brought it up again. After we get done here, we're going to quickly move over to watch Sci-Fi Channel.
Tudyk.
Because Alan Tudyk, the pilot, is in a show called Resident Alien, and if you haven't seen that yet, it's pretty funny. I mean, I like Alan Tudyk. I think he's funny. So.
Yes, he is. Yeah, I like that better. I like his sash being a different color. It's just too much brown happening. I'm sure that this piece that he's wearing has a different name, but I'm going to call it a sash. But because it's like wrapped around his stomach, and then it comes down in the front and the back. So it's his man skirt. I really don't know what it's called.
It's not a cute.
But in general, I'm pretty happy with this modeling. How it looks, how it printed, the options that it has. I do feel bad that this is the first time that we've done an epic miniature, because they have a lot of really good models.
Yeah. And we know it too because we had it in the polling for the 100 Twitch follower giveaway.
The Barbarians Lodge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That thing is cool.
Yes, it really is.
It's big.
But the Brachiosaurus is definitely bigger.
Yes.
Yeah. That's much better, right? Give him a little pop of color. So next week, I will be either working on a paint order that I have yet to finish, or if I get that finished, I will literally have a collection of crap I have in process. Get those done. Or get at least one of them off the shelf of shame and done.
And that would be next Tuesday.
Yes.
6:30 U.S. Central Time. Hopefully Coral will be crafting on the tavern again next Wednesday at 6, probably.
Yes.
6 or 6:30 Wednesday U.S. Central Time. Possibly. There's so much going on for me right now that I've been stalling getting Gamers in the Unknown going again this year. It started out the two of us had things going on, so we couldn't get back together, and now it's been me.
But that being said, we also are potentially going to have guests at the house, which will allow us to have a stream on the weekend.
I hate to even say it yet because we're gonna have guests before and it didn't work out. That's life.
So and I didn't say when either. I just said possibly.
I really hope we're gonna.
Yes.
We'll hang out, stream some of our hangout. Should be
with Thai painting
drinking
and painting. It's the same thing. Stop twisting around, jerkazoid. Okay, way down there. I'm done. Excuse me. So, think. Oops, excuse me. I think what I'm gonna do is dry brush him a little bit more on this pants thing to really give it some contrast. And then I'm going to put another layer of the contrast paint on it. Should really do some fun things. Good timing, Gareth.
Something.
Good timing. Oh, what was I gonna say, Tyler?
Quack.
No, I was gonna say toot toot the train. Oh, you should be. Is that everything going on?
I mean, there's always a lot going on for streams.
Just in general
at the
for
moment.
Crypt Monkey.
For Crypt Monkey. Gosh, I don't know.
I know, right?
We don't have any shows, any cons until
No.
we start doing cons next month, in March.
I don't think we have anything in March. I don't think we have anything until might be May, might be the first one.
Oh, I thought we had something in April.
Yes, we have the Jupiter coming in April. That's what we got in April.
Hey,
The big mammer jammer.
the Jupiter.
It's got doors. Technically, it's got one door.
That is exciting.
It is. Like, I would be even potentially printing like one of those things off in one piece, but like some of the things that I would be able to print in one piece now, I wouldn't feel secure shipping it in one piece. That's kind of crazy. All right, so now this is the Skeleton Horde. I don't know why a Skeleton Horde is brown, but okay. So that's that contrast paint. I'm just going to go back over this stuff to kind of tone it all back down. Hopefully I will like it this time. But I think we're going to be calling it anyway.
We're at 7:55 right now.
It is 8 o'clock, close enough. So he will also sit on the shelf of shame. And he may be... Thank you. He'll sit on the shelf of shame as well. And maybe we'll finish him up next week. See, it just kind of tones those other colors back in to the brown, which is nice. But it's still weird that Skeleton Horde is brown. And, you know, for that matter, Brain Matter beige. Brain Matter's gray, not beige.
Sky's blue. Clouds are white.
No, they're not. Go look outside. They're like pink and blue right now. I know, the kindergarten idea of what colors are. I'm going to do that this same, but I'm going really, really light. But I want to give this skull a little bit of dimension. And then I'll dry brush over it again when this is dry. Make it look a little dirty. Okay, I'm going to stop messing with him. I'm done. That's it. I'm going to stop. I really do need to get off of here. Gareth, I will get your... Oh, I think we have your shipping address and all that kind of stuff, but message me on Discord just to make sure I have it. We should have it, but just double check that for me. But I'm going to go sit and watch Alan Tudyk be an alien and eat a chili dog. And then, yeah, I'm pretty sure I do, but I will get that shipped out to you tomorrow, and that's going to be it for tonight.